Has a very interesting story. This was kind of their first car to do that with, so they had to sell 5,000 engines. People are very curious as to what it is. This car would be a very nice, happy weekend cruiser. Hey y'all, welcome back to DC MotorWerks. I'm Andy, and today we have a 1972 Ferrari Dino 246 GTS. It has a very interesting story. So Dino comes from the name of Ferrari's son. So when people argue about, is it a Ferrari, is it a Dino, I think it's a Ferrari. I don't think there's anything wrong with calling it a Ferrari. Ferrari made it, and it was his son's name all over the car. But anyway, that's up to YouTube to decide. This car has the widened fender flares. They were an additional package to have, with also the wider wheels. It has the Daytona seats in it, which are an upgraded option from my research. It's got the top removable, so it's a spider. It's got the transverse V6 engine in it, which tells me that the first Ferrari or Dino to have a mid-engine in it, which started the Ferrari heritage of mid-engine cars. This was kind of their first car to do that with, and it took off from there. We'll start with showing you what's under the hood. So right down here, first one's the gas flap. The second one is the engine cover, which we'll lift up. Got a V6 in here, 3 two-barrel carburetors. Then the third switch is the trunk, which is quite a large trunk for a sports car. It's not your typical front trunk or front that you would usually get. This is a lot more room, almost like a regular touring car. They have interesting latches. You just pull up, this switch will trigger, and it'll fall back down. You don't have to hold anything. There's no gas shocks to go bad. Same with this one, functions the same way. Very simple. And then the front spare tire holder compartment, not a trunk, has the same hood latch. This should have a spare tire here, which the customer has at home. Has your washer fluid reservoir bag, which is very common of the 70s era to not really have much of a legit plastic or metal reservoir. In the US, you got different parking lights here. The European versions are way nicer looking. This is most of the 70s era with the crash ratings and all of that stuff. The European versions are much nicer looking. This car has the Dino wheels, and some of the earlier versions had the Fiat emblem there. This one has Dino, which would say that it's a later production car. Being a 72, it is the later production. Beautiful lines, nice curves. It's a very pretty car, interesting color. Verde Grimaggio, maybe I'm saying it wrong. It's a fun car to drive, very lightweight. So it has a gated manual 5-speed transmission, very easy to shift, nice driving. This customer brought it to us. It had a non-functioning high beam headlight, which I found a just totally unplugged wire for the power supply to that high beam circuit in the bulb. And also, the headlight switch inside the car here didn't function either. There is aftermarket reproductions that you can get, which the customer supplied us with, but you just turn it and your headlights are on. You turn it and headlights are off. Inside of here is a cam lobe inside of this black stalk, which pushes down on the contact switch to make it come on. So my argument with this car is that it was designed by Pininfarina, which was the Ferrari designer. It has Ferrari's son's name on it. Ferrari's son played a large hand in designing the V6 engine that goes in it. There's some story of why it has the V6, that F1 Racing changed their racing, so they had to sell 5,000 engines. So they designed a car to then fit this engine in. So that's all Ferrari heritage. And then they teamed up with Fiat to help assemble the car, but it's all Ferrari designed, all Ferrari parts and engines and things like that. So I think it's a Ferrari. Another interesting fact about this car is that it has equal length headers on the engine, so it sounds different than any V6 that you may have heard. It's 3 two-barrel carburetors, so as typical, you're going to prime the carburetor, give it a couple pumps. not your typical whiny V6 kind of sound. I enjoy this one. I don't care a whole lot for V6s and their sound. Here we've got the Daytona seats, which I think are neat. They have the nice perforated holes in there. They fit your body very well. I like the velour dash, which is factory for these cars, hasn't been changed. Has no reflection at all. You don't find many cars at all with this type of material for a dash. I think it's very interesting. Got your typical park and brake handle, safety first, seat belt buckles, ashtray, back in the good old days, cigarette lighter, neat little button here to open your glove box, beautiful aluminum dash, very sports car, race car like. Let's take it for a ride. So we've got reverse, straight up, there's reverse, then first gear in this normal place, and then you got 4 more gears after that. So this car does not have power steering, but it's an extremely light car, and you don't miss it, you wouldn't need it. So for this era of this car, it has great power for what it is due to its lightweightness. It handles very well, has 4-wheel disc brakes, all 4-corner wishbone suspension. It's very confident, very happy. It's not sluggish. The steering's very light, but it is what it is. I do love the sound of that equal length header V6 engine. I'm more of a bigger fan of longitudinal engines versus the transverse. The seating position is pretty nice. I would want to go back farther. My legs are a little cramped, but there's plenty of room. For cars of this era, this is pretty nice. True story is this car actually did a cannonball run in 1975 and set a, not this particular car, but a Dino 426 GTS. Did a cannonball run in 1975 and set a record. So in the corners, this car feels very confident. I don't feel underpowered or oversteered. It's very happy. Great sounding V6 again. Nice little burble when you decelerate. Got a little Kirby horn. It having 5 gears, you can really drop the RPMs, probably save some gas. I don't know what the gas mileage on something like this or this old would be, being 3 carburetors. This car would be a very nice, happy weekend cruiser. Well, this is our video on the Dino here. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very interesting car. Has a kind of controversial history. Is it a Dino? Is it a Ferrari? I enjoyed driving it. It's a real head turner. Everywhere we went, people get thumbs up, waves. If you stop, they want to ask about it. People are very curious as to what it is. Very interesting color, which catches people's eyes. But we enjoyed it. Great working on it. Had a few electrical issues that were not bad. Easy to fix, no CAN network, no computers. It was nice. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out DC MotorWerks.